watching us. Just going to go through our usual checks, and we got a few simple little projects we're ready to cut out. Right, this first one, little problem that sometimes happens. You can see on here, let's try and get that playing. Is that working? Yeah, so we will go through all of our checks in a minute, but there's a little problem that sometimes happens when we're working on projects. Sometimes, if the paper's a little bit wet when you go to mark it out, you end up where you sort of lose your picture a bit when the drill comes down. Didn't realise that this one was still wet, and unfortunately that has actually happened. So let's just check. Sometimes, if the paper's a little bit wet when yeah, that's all coming through fine. So basically what had happened when I marked that out originally, I thought it all dried out nicely, and it just hasn't. So I've remarked it. I'm going to do that cut first so it's fresh in my mind. But they're just simple little Christmas decorations. We're going to cut 3 out at a time. We've got a penguin at the top. We've got a Christmas tree at the bottom with that one there. We've then shrunk that penguin down and done it in a slightly different style of decoration. And I've got a new robin with a hat, with a Christmas hat on as well. So a robin is one that we've done a number of times, but it'll be a new one for us to do wearing a Christmas hat. Simple little project. Let us know any questions as we go along, and we'll demonstrate how to cut them out and how to make them. So this is why I love making little decorations, simple little projects like this. Quick to make, all sorts of different things that you can do. Yeah, you can Always sort of add in new ones as well, trying different ideas just to see what works, what we manage to sell in the workshop, and yeah, any sort of ideas that will add to what we offer here. It's just a little bit of burning just on the inside there, just where we turn the blade around. And as well, I find these ones here, the Niqua, this is the Niqua Pabeco, and I do find with these, they're good for cutting thicker hardwood, but they don't reverse as well as the Niqua Speed. So that's one thing that can be a little bit challenging, is when you're trying to reverse that one there. Thomas Woodcarver's working on another project for us.
Do you reckon that could be drilled?
No. I think you'd struggle to drill that. There we are. He's got a glass. What it is, he wants to drill that one that I know you can do with tape and all the rest of it, but it's quite likely to crack because it's a cheaper piece.
Is it a Pyrex thing?
It could well be, yeah. They weren't expensive. I think you might struggle to drill that. What it is we're working out a little project there, like as a fruit or a nut or a sweet holder, like a Christmas decoration as well. So that's what he's just working out by the side of me there. Right, let's carry on cutting. Hello, Chris. Hope you're keeping well. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, Thomas Woodcarver's, he continues working out this project by the side of us. Originally, I tell you what it is. I'll show everybody that again. Originally, I did a little design, a cat and a dog, like a sweet holder, that sort of thing, and we did a little demonstration on that. So what it is, we got one left over, and the other saw it the other day and said, oh, we should make a Christmas project with that one there. And I said, okay, we'll have a little look at it. So there's the cutout of our penguin. So these are great little simple projects. So you can see I've drilled that hole in there so we can use them as hanging decorations. We get those 3 layers out of it, so we'll have 3 in total. 2 of them are in U, and that one there is, I tell you what that is. It's that Savina that we have from Spain, but it's the sapwood, so it's the outside of the log. So that's what we're working on at the moment. Right, let's go on to our simple Christmas tree. So on to our second project to cut out. And we'll cut out all 4 of these new little projects, and then we'll go across to the bench and we'll show you the carving as well. Hopefully some of the methods that we use, I'm always trying to work out how it's going to be easiest to cut them out, keeping the 3 layers together for as long as possible. And in the meantime, Thomas the Woodcarver continues to ponder either life or the project that he's looking at.
It's beaten me.
There's another way of doing it, isn't there? Yeah, bring it over. There's always another way. Here we are. So what Thomas the Woodcarver's looked at first of all, see? You cut a recess out like that. So if you're going to do the project in this way, the idea is that, I mean, if I use the example of the penguin, is that we'll put a few little things just behind it, you know, stick a few pieces down, so it'll just be a nice little decorative centerpiece on the table. So you've looked at it, and that one there, the only way that that would work is if you carved out all of that so it drops in the recess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay? It's quite a bit of work though, cutting that all out.
It is too much work.
Right, so the other way to do it is to stick that on the saw and cut it back down flat, okay? And then put 2 pieces of wood either side so that it'll hold that in place.
Yeah, but I don't like it.
Well, it's sold, because that's how I did it on the other one. There you go.
Yeah.
Or a single piece of wood and just stick it down. So there you go, problem solved.
Okay, if I had...
There you go, sir.
If I had that...
Yeah. So just to explain the theory with it then, see, is that, you know, it's basically, yeah, you have a piece of wood, smaller than that, but you cut a circle out of the other piece of wood, you stick it down, and you've got your solution. There you go. You could even cut that piece off there, and then just make that hole bigger, stick it back down.
No, I think the sellotape idea is the best, isn't it?
I don't think a sellotape roll will look very nice, but
No, but I think that's the only
That's
way
what you do.
is to cut a piece of...
yeah, piece of wood.
Yeah.
You stick it down.
Okay.
There's always an easy solution.
Yeah.
Hello to the carver. Yeah, there's always an alternative, or an alternative way. There's that's basically what we're trying to do, is to try and work out what is the easiest solution to any issue we have. Hi from Lancaster. You will not know how much your videos have helped me. Oh, glad to hear it. I purchased a refurbished Hegner, brilliant, and now I'm making projects ready for the Makers Market. Oh, fantastic. Sellotape, indeed. I'll have to figure out what that means. You'll have to translate that for me. So hang on, because I know. Hello as well to the carver. Glad as well that the videos help. I'm glad to hear that. Hang on, you've caught me out with short. What do they call it? Text speak. I'll be checking that after to grasp exactly what it means. Thank you for clearing that up, Chris, because my brain had gone from to a very, very different place. So, yeah, thank you for clearing that up for me. Hello, Tony. Just got myself a Hegner, but I'm struggling with vibration. Okie doke. I was the same, but I was on a wooden homemade bench. I just purchased a metal Hegner stand off eBay. Yeah, so hopefully that'll help. Unless you nail it, screw it down. Yeah, spot on. This is an absolute game changer. I'm watching on my new computer. I'm going to start Starlink for the internet next week. I actually have high-speed internet now. Fantastic. Hope it's coming through loud and clear. Right. Yeah, when it comes to the vibration, yeah, Chris is spot on. You're going to have to secure that machine to a base, and you're going to have to secure that base. And it needs to be a solid base. Secure it to the floor. If you're getting excessive vibration, it is going to ruin any work that you do with the scroll saw. So sorting out the vibration is an absolute essential thing to do. Yeah, it really, you know, it makes a huge difference. I've done a few different videos on it. You know, unless there is an issue with the machine, which I wouldn't have thought so. Hegners are pretty robust, so I wouldn't have thought you'd have any issues on that front. But limiting the vibration, there's a little test we always used to do, and that would be putting a 20p piece on its side. If it's falling over, you know, it will fall over a little bit, but if it's not standing up, if it's falling over all the time, too much vibration on the machine. That's the game changer, is making sure that, yeah, you don't have a lot of vibration on the machine. Otherwise, it's just really frustrating. If the machine is sort of rocking and rolling as you're cutting, it's just going to spoil your cuts, unfortunately. So yeah, clamp it to the base, clamp the base to the floor. And there are those ones that Micah mentioned. I've screwed to the bench, but the whole bench just, yeah, was thinking of adding some weight to the bench. Yeah, bolt the bench down as well. Get that bench secured. Or, as Micah said, you can get an independent metal scroll saw base and then get that bolted to the floor. Because whilst there's opportunity for that wooden bench, like for instance my workbench that I carve on, I couldn't put my scroll saw on there because there'd just be too much vibration. They do sell metal bases that can be bolted to the floor, well worth getting, well worth considering. Like this one here that I use is a wooden base, but it's been purpose built for the scroll saw. And this floor is not ideal because it is a little bit sort of sprung, as Dad's scroll saw is on a concrete base, which is better, and it's bolted down onto that base. Failing that, I'll build a custom stand. Yeah, can't. Right, that's fine. Yeah, build a custom stand. Yeah, I would say that, you know, if you're happy doing that, yeah, build yourself a custom stand, because you don't want the vibration, you know, ruining what you're doing and ruining your enjoyment of working with the machine. Right, now that little noise is ominous, so we're gonna have to stick this top layer back down. It just went click, and that's because I've removed. So before we have a problem, I'm going to stick those two layers back together. This happens from time to time where you're working away, take off a bit too much of the glue, and the bases release from each other. So I made a wooden base, Tony's garden, but made sure I screwed the Hegner to the table and the table to the floor wall. Good idea. Yeah, spot on, Chris. Yeah, good way of doing it. Absolutely. And going back as well to what Micah said, glad to hear that the videos have proved useful as well. If you're doing different projects, making stuff for different, for the market, craft fair, that sort of thing. Remember, there are templates you're more than welcome to use them that are available on the website. You can use them for free, print them off, and away you go. Yeah, Thomas Woodcar was just coming round there. There we go. I think you'd be alright there. There we go. You could open the door there if you wanted. Okay, so that's the first two little projects that we're working on done. Now, when it comes to ones like this as well, we're always looking for how to prove. So these are the original ones I sort of designed out. But both of them, see, have got a little weakness when it comes to carving, because you're going to be squeezing it in the vise, potentially, there and there, as we are with that one there. So I thought if we put it a little bit, make it a bit smaller, put it inside the surround like that, then gives it a bit more strength. You eliminate the issue. So that's what I've done with that one there. Let's have a little look. I made a wooden base. It's initially screwed with Hegner. I paid 40 off speed test. Speed test clock 120 megabytes. That's a good job. I'm not as tech savvy as I used to be, but I'm thrilled with this. Good. Glad to hear it. I've used them. They're fun. You'll be able to put two browser windows at the same time now. Fantastic. So that would be writing an article while watching the live stream. Brilliant. They asked, what's your favourite all-round blade? People without starting an argument in here. Right. Best all-round blade. The two that I like, both Nikwa. Flying Dutchman is the same thing. Pegas do their own version as well, and it's the Nikwa Speeds number 9 reverse tooth blades. The other one then that I like is the Nikwa Pebeco number 9 reverse tooth blade. Yeah, very subjective. In terms of standard blades, I find pretty decent, but they're not as good as reverse tooth because they don't give you as clean a finish on the bottom edge. Spiral blades can't get on with them at all, never have been able to. And yes, I find that a lot things like Pegas do modified geometry. There's these different ones, what they call them crown blades. I've tried this one called a hook blade. Tried all sorts of different ones. But I find that they're all versions of basically a reverse tooth blade. Yeah, thanks, Chris. Yeah, just send me all your spiral blades. Yeah, not a fan of spiral blades, just can't get on with them. Can't get as clean a cut with them, and I just find them generally awkward to use. So that's my preference. The reason because I'm working in hardwood, I go for that number 9 because it's got a lower TPI, so it's got less teeth per inch. And I find then that that's better in terms of getting the waste wood away, cutting cleanly and cutting efficiently, because I'm working generally in hardwood that's anything from ½ an inch up to 2 inches in thickness. But yeah, let us know, everyone, your own preferences. Always good to know. Does anyone like Flying Dutchman is better than Nikwa? Yeah. Exactly that. Same brand, same. Hello there to the Sawdust Chronicles. As well, if you're interested in your scroll sawing, check out the Scroll Saw Chronicles. Well worth having a little look. Some great videos coming on that channel. And the other one as well, if you enjoy your carving and things like that and your woodworking, check out the Carvers channel. Check out the article, which I did see on Facebook. If you're in the US, Case Magazine, there's an article on the carver, and Gabby as well doing some videos if you're interested in wood turning, toy making, that sort of thing. So yeah, a few different channels that might be of interest. But no, myself, spiral blades, no, just not happening. And Pegas, I find are good, but you have to sand the ends. But it's the same. The Nikwa Pebeco, I find I have to do the same thing, and that's sand the end of the blade. But the Nikwa Speed, that is the one that I've used the most, but I tend to be using more now the Nikwa Pebeco. But yeah, share your thoughts. Let us know. Oh, let's have a little look. Why did you sand the ends? Anyone know, please? Yeah, sanding the ends is basically when you clamp it in there. Let's have a little look. I'm of the same opinion. Yeah, I sand the end of the blades because what happens, they can slip out of the blade holders too easily. So yeah, it just reduces. I don't know what they finish. It depends on the blade. Like the Niqua Speed blade is fine. Whatever the finish is that they use on there, it grips well. But then some of the others, the Niqua Pebecos, the Pegasus blades, the particular blade holder that I use, the Hegner one, they seem to slip. So you just use something, you know, a bit of glass paper, but you know, we use the old sanding belts in the machine, just to sand it all over, stop it from slipping. Use a whetstone to do that. Yeah, you can do, because anything abrasive, it'll do the job. Yeah, you can round the back, so when you're, you know, it's the turning circle. Then it's yeah, it's a good little idea to try. I think we were really funny. Yeah, no, well worth, Mike. Have a little look at the different ones and check it all out. Took the day off from work today. I think a 4-day weekend. That's why I'm able. Brilliant. Oh, fantastic. No, thanks for joining us. And yeah, hopefully everyone will get across and have a little look at what you're doing there, because it's always good to see other woodworking, scroll sawing, carving, wood turning channels on YouTube. And some nice ideas. It's always good to, you know, different techniques and methods, things like that, be useful for others. Good stuff. Keep sharing that content. No, that's not what I meant.
No?
No.
What do you mean then?
There you go, Thomas Woodcarvers.
Oh, it's perfect, right? Look, it's perfect.
Oh, that's not what I meant at all.
It's perfect, right? It's perfect.
Oh, stink it out. God dear me. What the heck is that?
Yeah, well,
Hang on, no, you made. I don't know that.
it's the phoenix. It's going to rise again. That is. Why?
What were you thinking?
Yeah,
That's not what I told you at
I
all.
know, but because I've done that, right?
Right.
That's the first, you know, Rome one built in a day. And you see, I've got the other part, right?
Okay.
And what I'm going to do,
Why is this? Why is it reminding me of a toilet?
I've got
I don't know why
the
it's.
offcuts,
It's
right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut another one.
You created like a medieval miniature toilet.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Look, and then what they used to do, in medieval times, they would have a toilet seat as well sometimes. So
Yeah. So what I'm going to do, let me explain what I'm going to do.
Right.
I'm going to cut out now another one of those,
Okay.
but instead of, you see, that was, the idea was that, oh crumbs. I thought I'd smashed it then. The idea was to sand it
Yeah.
so this would fit sort of perfectly in there, right?
Right.
However,
That's nothing like what I explained to you.
I know, but what I'm going to do now, you see, because that's sitting there like that and it's small, right? Can you see, look, I'm going to cut another one, but smaller.
Couldn't you just sand it round? Stick that on there, and your jobs are good enough.
Well, no, because it's too loose.
Right.
See? So I'm going to make it smaller, right? I'll make this under part, I'm going to make slightly smaller than that, so that then will stop in there, which is basically what you were saying, right? So that'll be smaller. However, I'm going now, right? Because
It's probably for the best.
yeah, but there was a when we were young, right?
Okay.
And we go to the cinema,
Yeah.
and I don't know if anybody can remember this. There was a film, and it was called Saturday Morning Congo Bill. I think I may have mentioned it before.
Right. Okay.
And Congo Bill would be dangling over the cliff, or he'd have a snake sort of just about to
So this
kill
is,
him.
This
right?
is Thomas
So
the
this
Woodcarver's
now
Congo Bill.
This is going to come out next week now,
Right.
right?
Well, you've done this purely to try and capture the imagination.
Exactly. So that people now that are watching
Thomas the Woodcarver's dangling over the edge of a cliff.
can work out now. Next week, I will produce the next episode of this wonderful nut fruit.
Nut is the appropriate word. There we
dish
are.
or whatever. Okay, and you'll
Right.
see next week. Then will be
So, shall we start this as like a new upload?
Yeah.
Thomas the Woodcarver's gone nuts.
yeah. So it could be the second episode next week. There may be a series of this particular project.
At this rate, you're going to be setting up a new channel.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put that to buy now, and that's
You could just have it as a series, Nuts. The
Yeah.
Life and Time of Thomas Wood.
yeah. So that's
Well, there we are.
whatever you do, don't smash that dish.
We got Congo the Woodcarver.
Anybody remember Congo Bill out there?
There we go. We put
Saturday
it to everyone.
morning matinee.
It certainly wasn't what I had in mind, but there we are. Thomas the Woodcarver still has the ability to shock and surprise.
There we are.
Impressive stuff. And on that note, you're going for your dinner now, are you?
Good grief, it's 5:20.
It's 5:20.
Your
Oh my
mother will be
goodness.
after me, dear.
Oh my goodness. There we are. Blame it on Congo Bill if she says anything. Okay.
Anybody remember Congo Bill out there?
Anyone? Micah? No. I'll have to Google it later.
Well, it's got to go. Congo Bill, it's got to be. I'm 73, 74. So this has got to go back at least 65 years. Okay? Congo Bill!
Congo Bill. Now to carve those, I'm going to keep the three of them together. No, Chris doesn't know either, so no, not many like myself have heard of that one, but I will certainly be checking on Google later for Congo Bill. What I'll do with these, you can see, is when I cut them out, I cut them on the bandsaw and then sand it. So I'll leave them together. I'll demonstrate the carving if I got time on that one for you all to see. Right, let's just pop it over, I think on that table over there. Last one to cut out is our Robin, but with a difference, because he's got his Christmas hat on. And then we go and do a little bit of carving for everyone to see. Good little example to highlight there. When I get to the top, I wanted to reverse the blade. Literally, I could feel the resistance, and I knew if I'd have tried to reverse the blade, it was going to burn it. This is where it's a slightly now worn blade, and in many ways I'd be better off just changing it, but I don't know. Economics, trying to get the best out of the blade, get the most use of it. But it's just for you to know why there was a stop and a start and a stop. It's because I know that ideally, you know, that I would have reversed that blade. But this is the weakness then of this particular blade. Whilst it cuts really well and it is good at cutting thick hardwood, it does have a tendency to be more difficult to reverse, and then has a tendency when you do reverse to burn. And that's the quickest way of sort of, it's the quickest way of getting this blade to a stage where it's unusable, is to do a lot of reversing with it. So that's where I had to cut in a different way to make up for that slight weakness in the blade. Okay, yeah, basically, when it comes to the live streaming, I'm using the camera that you're looking at this at the moment through. That's the Sony A7S III. Exceptional camera in fairness, and it's got a Sony do a microphone that actually it hardwires into the hot shoe. So that's that one, and the other one that we use in then that I'll go over onto the bench, I'll show you very quickly. Oh, hang on, it's just showing. I'm not sure if it's lost picture or not, it's circling. But anyway, see if that comes up okay. That one there. Oh, hello Hoshi, hope all is well. That one, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the plug out and put it back in on that one because it's just showing that it's not working. It's showing that it's not working, and then it goes and shows the picture. So explain that one. Right, so the other camera that I showed briefly that's on the bench, that is the Sony A7R IV, and again using that using the microphone that hardwires itself in. It's a clever microphone where it sort of deadens out sound. The only problem with all of that kit though, it is a bit expensive for what it is. And then the system that I use for live streaming is the YOLO Box Pro, and it allows you then to do things like the split screens, and you know, it does all of the what do they call it, encoding and that sort of thing. Does it all for you in the box. So it's a useful bit of kit, good bit of kit that we use. But yeah, if you're going to do a bit of live streaming, and then just 2 basic tripods, and then you've got to sort out all the cables. So for the it's different cables. It's a HDMI cable on both ends for the A7S III, which you're looking at now, and then it's a mini, like a micro HDMI cable on the A7R IV. Different systems, but yeah, that's what we're using. I changed my mind. I think I will cut the surrounds out on the decorations. It'll be easier to show you for the carving. All's good with ourselves, thanks Hoshi. Yeah, hope all is well with yourself and everybody else too. Yeah, we're keeping busy. We've got a few groups still coming through, so that's nice, and still got a few requests and different things that we're working on and trying to build up stock and Christmas things and all sorts. So yeah, all good, thanks. Yeah, hope all is well with yourself. Right, let's just go across. Let's have a little look. Nice, the Canon R800, yeah, and wireless mouse. But unless I can find my HDMI, I cannot do it live on it yet. Yeah. Otherwise, a webcam or remote mic. Not sure if I wanted to live stream. Much prefer the short videos that I can upload. That is fine. Yeah, all good, Oshi. Thank you. Finished my last Christmas items. It's the 3 layers winter scene. Brilliant. Did a few more nativity tea light sets. Stands. I recently sold my Canary wood nativity tree to a Spanish officer at NATO. Brilliant. Just finished the German arch and a red oak. Fantastic. Great stuff. Yeah, when it comes to, kit and the live stream, now there's a few different interesting things when it comes to YouTube. So this live stream goes out on, there's 2 what they call codecs on YouTube. And it's worth knowing, anybody uploading videos, that when it comes to uploads, I always upload in 4K. I'm just going to swap the camera around now. And the reason I upload in 4K, there we are, I should be on there. The reason I upload in 4K on YouTube is because of the 2 codecs. So they're basically, if you're a big YouTube channel, then YouTube will automatically upload your video in the better quality codec. But if you're a smaller YouTube channel like ourselves, then they'll upload your video, but it'll be in the lesser quality codec. So that is something worth noting. If you upload though in 4K, they will put it on the better codec. So yeah, something I learned, because what I noticed, I was uploading videos that would look really good for myself, and then when I put them on YouTube, I'm like, what the heck's happened to it? The quality was nowhere near as good. And that's what was happening, is because YouTube has this because the amount of content being uploaded on YouTube all the time, they have 2 different codecs. So yeah, worth knowing. God, why is this one refusing to separate? Come on. Well, this is a challenge now. It's a challenge just separating them. And the problem is I don't want to go and split them. It's just too much glue has got on these 2 layers. Dear me. Boom, there it goes. Those 2 layers are separated. Right, so No, I hope it's useful. That's why I always explain to the carver when you were setting up that, you know, if you can get it 4K quality, it's worth doing because of the 2 codecs. And it can be really confusing then, because you'll be looking at your videos and thinking, hang on, I've worked hard on my video. It can be quite frustrating, you know, you think I've worked hard, I've uploaded it, and why is it that now I've uploaded it? Yes, there is a period of time where the video needs time to settle down. Pixel smartphone, yeah, great. Appreciate it does do 4K. So I would use, when you're doing your uploads, if you use the, I think it used to be on YouTube, there was, when you go to settings, there was stats for nerds. And if you go on there, I'll check on here actually, settings, captions, playback speed, no, it's not on there. Additional settings, let's have a look. No, I'll have to check, but it used to be a thing on the computer, you could check. And when you went on there, it would tell you which code that it was, which codec it was using. And that's when I realized why you'd have videos that were being uploaded in lesser quality, but they look better, is because they were on the better quality codec. So it's just worth noting. So if you've got that option to do 4K on that camera, because the technology's moved on so much now that a lot of, you know, you've got mobile phones that are very capable when it comes to filming even. So yeah, if you if you've got a good mobile phone that does 4K, worth using it to do your uploading, because it'll just be a better quality than if it's not 4K. And if you get 1 million subscribers, then it's not a problem, because they tend to put your videos on. If you're getting loads of views and loads of subscribers, they'll put your video on the better codec. So yeah. So if you watch too soon, it'll be chroma quality. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, spot on. So that's what I do as well when it comes to the video uploads, is to upload them well in advance, and it'll process it all. And then once it's fully, I don't know, whatever they do in terms of processing it, once it's all been processed properly, then it'll come out in the better quality. But the if you've ever watched it and you think, well, hang on, this is way worse quality, way worse quality than when I was working on it, that's quite often the reason for it. Let's have a little look. Yeah, that's coming out okay. Yeah, so these are the things. It was because I used to upload and I'd be thinking, why on earth is it coming up at such low quality? And it was because of this codec thing. It's amazing, to be honest with you, as a platform, YouTube, because the amount of content that is uploaded onto it, the storage of all of that content is enormous. It's absolutely enormous, because every day with the amount of content being uploaded, that takes some serious storage space to be able to manage all of that. Right, so you can see with this one here, back to this one, we're just doing all the little stop cuts required. We put a hat on him. So I just thought it would be a bit of fun, because we do the Robin, and the Robin is really popular, and I just thought, well, we'll see if it's just as popular, or maybe even more popular, if we just put the hat on him as well. And the other question then, is it a lot more work, or is it similar? Excuse me, because we're always thinking of the costs involved in making any item as well. You're always trying to judge, is it going to be viable or not? Right, so just push those down like so. Same in this one. 1 and 2. Yeah, no, the technical side of it. Going back to the cameras, the reason I got those is because we've over the years I've taken different photos and stuff like that and sold them in the workshop. So the Sony A7R4, which is my sort of, it was always my go-to camera. That takes beautiful photos. So and it had 4K as a filming option as well. And then the A7 S3, that's more of a video based camera. We said YouTube. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely it has, yeah. It has indeed changed things a lot. It has made a big, big difference. Oh, the world has become a much more, a smaller place when it comes to communications. We're very blessed in the modern world with being able to communicate far and wide much more easily. When Dad started in 1975 in the workshop, these sorts of things were not available to him. The only sort of people that he'd be able to share his work with were people who came and visited the premises. And back then, that wasn't a lot of people. things have grown since, and well, they're not massively with ourselves in terms of the workshop. We can communicate with a wider audience, but we're still basically a family workshop, and still quite a small little workshop. We're still using similar methods. Right, let's have a little look. There we are. That's a lot of the shaping done for our robin. Very quickly add a bit of detail. So we got the beak, just a line in the middle, just like so. And then we put an eye. An eye just like so. Boom. I don't know for more for gifts, but I sell once in a while, so I'm not worried about maximising my time. But I should start cut more. Yeah, absolutely. My goal is heirloom quality pieces. Brilliant. Made of sustainable and unique hardware. It's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, with ourselves, that's what it is. Because we're, because we're a family workshop as well, and this is what we sort of do. Time is always, a big pressure, and we're fortunate that we have, because of the Lovespoon, we have groups coming through, so we're giving talks and demonstrations based on that. But what we've found in recent times, excuse me, with a lot of the groups, because of the financial situation in a lot of parts of the world, and especially here in the UK at the moment, we have to have a lot of sort of simple little gift item things, because people they want something that is genuine, they want something authentic, they want something handmade, but they can't, they can't afford quite often very expensive items, hence why we design and make little items like our little robin. There we are. So that's the first one. And to finish off, I'm glad you found the videos useful as well. So, you ever hear that noise? Something's happened. Something's happened there. What happened there? It went pop. Okay. Yeah, this was actually my fear with this particular design. It's gone there. Okay, so that has split. This was my fear with this design. So we can we'll carve it anyway. But that was a little fear that I thought could happen. What basically has happened is just gone there. I just squeezed it a little bit too much. So it's my fault. And it's the nature of the design. I didn't want to be cutting here separately, trying to save myself time again. If I'd have had that and that touching, it would have been stronger in the vise and it wouldn't have split like that. But there we are. That's what happens when you're trying to make things as quick to make and as sort of economical. Sometimes you come unstuck, and we have done with that one. All is not lost. We can put a little bit of the CA glue in there, and it'll be all right. But not ideal. Not what we want. Oh, glad you enjoy Hoshi. Yeah, it's always great to have everyone join us. And it's always nice to have everyone's input and to hear what everybody else is up to and contributing with everything. We'll just keep the outside cast off. Yeah, side pieces. Yeah, that's it. So you can put them either side. You can use them then, see when you're carving, put them either side. And it stops things like that happening. But there we are. It's not a bad one on that one there. It's just as soon as I hear the noise, we know something's happened. Not ideal, but something that can be recovered. And I think, to be honest with you, from the way it's working, it hasn't gone all the way through. So it's stable enough. It's stable enough in the carving so far. This will be the crux of it. When I carve down there, that'll tell us whether it's gone right through. And at the moment, I think not. So I won't carve too deep because it was the back side of it that had gone. Right, just carve down a little bit like that. Okay, put a pair of eyes on here. On this one now, haven't done any penguins before as decoration, so it's just a nice fun piece for us to carve. There we are, one there and one there. There's a little bit not come out. A little bit in the eye there. Just use a spike gouge just to get rid of it. Yes, where it just popped, we'll just put a little bit of CA glue on it, and just to stabilise it. The piece itself, as you can see, we're still carving it, and it's carving absolutely fine. But yeah, a little bit of CA glue. I've used the thin Star Bond glue, because that will, any sort of split like that, it'll seep into it. And it dries quickly as well, that one. So yeah, I'll show you now. I'll demonstrate what we're going to do with that one. The main thing is the actual, you know, the actual stability of it. It's still stable, it's still strong enough. And you're always thinking in the piece in terms of, you know, its function, how it's going to be used. So, you know, it'll be hung on a tree, you would imagine. That's the idea, that's what it's been designed for. We got one there. So it should still be fit for purpose. One there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're just adding a little bit of detail. Little bow tie for our penguin. A couple of little lines on the flippers, like so. And turn it round to finish off the carving, and then to finish off I will also demonstrate how you can stabilise it if it was a particularly bad. As it is, it just popped a bit on the back. And this piece of wood, I'm wondering if one of you recognises it, because you will be able to tell me the name better than I know this one, because this particular piece of wood came all the way from Virginia. So this was the wood that the carver gave me, and I got a feeling you either referred to it. Will you put some CA glue in the ground? Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you referred to it either as dogwood or sourwood, I think. And I got a few little pieces of it left, but not much. I'm not sure which one it is, but that's where it came from. Here we are, so just a little bit more there. Just like so. Can you say? Absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely. Sourwood, there we are. Can't see, thought it, there we are. Yeah, sourwood. I thought so, because for us, we refer to it as as a type of, almost like a type of cherry we would refer to this. We would refer to it as a fruit wood, although it's not a fruit. Reuse out, but no, definitely this one a bit of wood from the carver. Right, sand it all over. It needs a beak, so we go one like that, and then one like that. And one like that. There we are. There we are. 1, 2, and 3 across the top. Just like so. Let's see. Try and sand that a little bit more. How hard is it to work? I would say it's about middle of the road. It's not the hardest, not the softest. Very nice to work. Yeah, capable wood. Good for wood carving. How fragrant is it? Funny, I've never heard of it. Not the strongest smell. As I say, we know it in the UK as a different name. We refer to it either as a fruit or a nut. This one here. So yeah, different names and things. Right, let's have a little look. Okay, so that is, yeah, that's as far as you want to carve it. So, if you're ever suspicious about a piece where you think there may be a little bit of, you hear a noise and you think maybe something has split, first thing, you get rid of all little bits of wood in and around where you're going to put the glue, because you can guarantee they'll get stuck to it. So, just turn it over. Where do we think it might have gone? Yeah, I can see it. There's a feather edge. Feather edge. Just a tiny little feather split. Get your CA glue, preferably a thin one. Open it up. Just like so. Let it seep in. Push it back together as hard as you can. A little squirt of the accelerant, just like so, to fill it back in. And there we are. That is our couple of little fun projects. The penguin, Robin with a hat. And on that note, I think we are done for today. Oh, hello Denny, you joined us just as we're finishing. But remember, it's available on the playback. So yeah, hope all is well with you, Denny. Thank you everybody for joining us. It's been good to have you with us. Next week, hopefully we'll be updating on how Thomas the Woodcarver's project is coming along. Those are just two little simple projects. We also cut out a few others. So a Christmas tree with a hat, just like so, that we didn't get a chance to carve. And then we've also got our penguin with the Christmas hat on as well. Thanks for joining us. Remember, everybody else as well, if you're looking for different videos, there's the other ones on our channel, but you've got the Sawdust Chronicles, check that one out. You've got the Carver, you've got Gabby as well. All of those channels, well worth a little look if you want to see some more projects being made. Thanks again. Hope you all have a great week. and all going well, we will be back again next Monday.